Again, like I was saying, my name is Kelly and I'm one of the educators with Bywater Solutions. I was just thinking today, I started with Bywater and we were upgrading 1605. So it's been a while. I have a couple of these under my belt, and yet I still get a little nervous. I don't know why. Okay, so again, my name is Kelly. We're going to talk about 1811 specific to the OPAC and public services modules today. Just the most exciting, okay, George, the most exciting question I'm going to get asked, and I'll answer that for you now, is when do I get upgraded? Because this is all so fabulous. You will get upgraded in the month of June, and we will be upgrading your site after 8 o'clock your local time. And then, of course, if you have been with us in the past, we populate your staff client with a little message to let you know about a week prior. With that date, you will get upgraded, and also just remember to clear your cache. I am going to show you that we do have lots of upgrades coming up. We had one this morning, we had one on Thursday, and we will continue on until the 15th. One of my other educators put a link to that website into your chat box, and that will give you all the upcoming webinars, links to upgrade notes, the manual, release documents, a schema which has a new look to it, as well as a link to all the recorded webinars, and then of course our Q&A that we are starting to populate questions that you all have asked in the last few, and we'll continue to do that throughout the entire upgrade webinar process. I was told by somebody that we waste about 7 minutes telling you all the same thing over and over again, but I feel as though people might not have come to another one. So I apologize, and I appreciate you bearing with us through this. So we are, without further ado, I'll just kick on into the 1811 features and enhancements coming to your Koha soon. One of the nice new fun features that I really can't show, or enhancements I should call it, is the fact that the OPAC is getting a new CSS. And this is just going to affect and upgrade the look of your OPAC. The idea is the Koha community is trying to have your OPAC look a little bit more modern to what a lot of the other websites are looking like. So there are some not so rounded corners on things. There's also going to be some more details that have changed with how your OPAC looks. Now I have on my screen what our test OPAC looks like. And for example, this Koha button is green, and that will appear green on your OPAC come the first day of your 1811 upgrade. We can obviously make any changes that you want to a different color if it doesn't jive well with your color scheme. The Koha is that green. The Koha community has chosen that green as their logo forever, and they're just making it more apparent on OPAC. So you have this green. Your Go button will also be green. Lists, when they're highlighted, will be green. We do have a blog post coming written by one of the web designers, Lucas, who's going to talk a little bit about the changes as well as some CSS that could change it. There's also one where this little arrow, if everyone can see it, is green. So things like that he's going to have some CSS changes that could allow you to adjust them back. Now, if you do have any customizations done already, those will not be overridden. It will just be anybody whose OPAC does not specifically say, my Koha logo button is red. If you didn't have that in your CSS, your Koha logo will be green. So that's coming to our website soon. And let me pop over. We have a demo site if anyone is familiar with our demo site. See how we have this green here. The lists, you see the little green arrow is green. Well, I guess that arrow is not green. It's just these little arrows. We're happy to work with you. This is why you have Bywater as a support company to help you through these fun changes, because doesn't it look amazing now? Like, it's just so clean looking. It's just amazing. So let's embrace the fact that we're moving forward, and it's super exciting. Super, super exciting. Another new feature that Koha has changed a little bit is if you allow your patrons to see their hold priorities. So when a patron has logged into the OPAC, oh, thanks, somebody loves it, so that's great. If somebody has logged into the OPAC, so you can see I've logged up here, I'm going to click over to my account, and I have a my holds tab. So this is probably something that all your users can do. They can look at their holds. Now I can actually see my holds in the way they are prioritized. So if I can see my priority through your library system preferences, my top holds that are the most relevant or the top priority are going to go to the top, and then the lower priorities will go to the bottom. So that is the ability to be able to see that priority and actually also sort it. But upon logging in, they will see them in order. Now, again, this is a system preference if they can even see their priority, and that's OPAC show hold queue details. There's a couple options, but this is show holds and priority level. You can see I have other ways that these can be organized, and this is just also being able to have your user really modify what they're looking at and what works best for them. Sad day, everybody, a sad day. Google Plus is no longer. I guess Google stopped using Google Plus. I don't know if a lot of people were using it, but because of that, we have had, Koha has removed the Koha Plus icon here under the share. So this is your social media tab, and this is a system preferences. If you have this turned on, it used to have Google Plus. In our 1805 webinar, they removed Delicious.
Kelly, Robin, or Julia has a question, and I'm not entirely sure what she's referring to.
Okay. I had that even minimized, sorry. Can the priorities be changed? Yeah. A staff would have to change your priorities. The user could not change their priority. If you're allowing your user to suspend holds, then they could suspend it, which would then change their priority, but they cannot change their hold priority by themselves. That would be a staff member. Thanks, Andrew. Okay, so I don't know. This was one of the ones, this is one of the features that came out when I first started with Bywater, and that was article requests. I mean, raise hands if you're using an article request feature within Koha. That would be that you could allow a specific item type to, oh, somebody used, Heather, yep, great. Use it and love it. Great. I didn't know if there was a lot of libraries that use it. There is now the ability to show request article only on the item type that you are allowing request article from. So again, articles are set up through your circulation and find rule table. So you can specifically say what patron and what item type can use that article request feature. Prior to 1811, that request article was always showing on the full result of an item, whether there could be an article request or not. So here I don't have it, but it used to say it right here, just request article. And that was kind of misleading to patrons to say, well, I can't, you're not, once you go to that link, you couldn't actually request an article. So it's not going to show on item types that do not allow article requests, but it is going to show on item types that do allow article requests. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a serial that I know is the right item type. which is this magazine Orion. It's chugging along. So let's see. This is magazine, and I do allow article requests on magazine, and you can see I do have the link of request article. So this is a great new feature that will allow this link to only show up on item types that you allow articles for. And this is a system preference called article request link control. Somebody said on Thursday's webinar, the system preferences are long. Well, I don't know if this one's the longest. We should do a guess on which one has the most letters, Donna and Andrew. Wouldn't that be fun? We could have people guess. Actually, everyone guess what has the most, and we'll figure it out. So we have article, request, link, control. So you have the options of always show or use the algorithm to show or hide article requests on search results. So this is a great new feature. Perfect. I'll go back to my home button using my green Koha button. So if anybody wants to jump out there and guess how many letters are in the longest system preference, we'll tell you at the end. Somebody better be busy over there. I'm trying to think what I would say would be, but next, this is so exciting. We now can see collection code when we're searching, and it will appear on the facets. So if I search the library catalog for baby, it's a cute cover with the little polka dotted socks, I now actually have the ability to refine my search by collection. I mean, this is absolutely fabulous. It's taken, so many people have asked for this, so this is great. I can now reduce it and say, oh, I'm looking for nonfiction books in that subject of baby. So now I'm going to get just nonfiction books. So that's really, really, I think, really exciting. Okay. I think that the list feature within Koha has rapidly become quite important to a lot of libraries. And each upgrade we've added, Koha has added new features and enhancements to the list feature. So I'm so happy to see so many libraries use it. But now the ability to sort by date added has been added to the list feature. So if I go ahead and look at this list called Planes, so here's my list, Planes. I can actually sort that by date added. So I can see what's the newest items that have been added to this list. So if your library is using lists to have, like, popular summer reading, and you're adding them one at a time, or you've added 10 like, a month ago, and people have already looked and now they want to see if there's anything new, then they can actually see what was the newest one. This is the date that was added to the list. Yes. Yep. Oh, good. We got some great responses. Yes. Yay. Yay. Okay. Now, this is super exciting. Since 1805 and going into 1811, Koha has done a lot of work integrating e-book vendors into Koha, so they're more seamless. So the three major vendors that we have at Koha worked with are Overdrive. We have also worked with Recorded Books, formerly One Click Digital, as well as Cloud Library, Biblioteca, 3M. That's all the same company. They go by multiple names. The newest one that has come in 1811 is the supporting and integration of Recorded Books, formerly One Click Digital. And this is done through an API. So this means that I can log in to my Koha as a user of Koha and actually see what books are available in the Recorded Books that my library pays for, and check them out through Koha seamlessly. I don't have to search over in Koha and say, my library doesn't have it. Now let me go check in Recorded Books and see if they have it. Logging into both, reserving on one. This is all now done seamlessly together. So let's go ahead and search for, oops, let's log out because I have one special account that I can get into this. We don't actually have a recorded books subscription for our test site. And let's try again. $700 letters later. Oh, okay. I really didn't want to have to do this one. We integrate for overdrive and recorded books. Yep, that's a great question. So we have provided, all three have blog posts, how you can set this up. And of course, we're one of the vendors, and then your other vendor is either overdrive or recorded books. So there is some integration that's needed between all three of us. So we all are on the same page and we have all the same information. So I'm going to show you how it works. And then a wonderful educator will put that link into the chat on into your Q&A chat or your chat box, and that's a link. We also, and that will include a video. So the video will walk you through all those steps. Okay, so I've logged into this special handy dandy account. You can see I have a recorded book account tab now here. This is really exciting. So now let's go ahead and type in, oh, I have to say something, and I don't know if this is in my notes, but one of the very small changes is if you were in Koha and you were searching for something to maybe place on hold and you hadn't logged in, prior to 1811, if you went and said place hold and it said, oh, you have to log in, you logged in, it would bring you back to the main homepage of Koha. Now, as you can see here, well, actually it didn't because I had to completely log out of my account. Well, maybe it did. It was fine right here. It now brings you back to where you used to be. So you don't have to go through 3 more steps to get back where you were. That's huge. It's so small, but huge. Okay. I know, see, somebody knew that was a difference. Like literally it just would bring you back to home and now it doesn't. Okay, so I'm searching the catalog for love. It's nowhere near Valentine's Day, but I know I'm going to get results in my recorded book collection. So you can see I have 4 results found in my library's recorded book collection. If I click this, I'm actually going to see the results from my recorded books. This is what I would see if I went into my recorded books and logged into my account. I have Love Me Tonight, Love Me or Leave Me, and I can have the ability to check out, place hold if it was checked out. So real-time information here. Let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, so I have it that I've checked it out until 5:19 at 8 o'clock. So now let me pop over to my account page. Go to my recorded books account. It's thinking. Have a question?
Yeah, Sarah and Hasina asked if this works with RB Digital Magazines and with Hoopla. We don't have any digital magazines in our sample there. I don't believe they do, even though those are now all kind of folded together on the recorded books side.
Yeah, I'm not sure about RB Digital Magazines, and I know that this is not something that we're working with Hoopla at this moment. Guys, I don't know why it's not showing. Well, I can tell you, imagine, this is all very a test site anyways, imagine I have the ability to see my recorded book account, and then it will show me that book, Love Me Tonight, and it's checked out, and I can return it from this tab. So I never had to leave Koha. I did everything within the Koha system, and I did it through recorded books. Super awesome. The summary display is bugged. It's patched in 1911? I just saw it this morning, so I can't imagine. Oh, you know what else happened today, guys? Okay, that's good. Thank you so much. So It does, probably if I went into my recorded books account, I could see I have it checked out, but you can still search and you can check things out, and I will find out about that bug, Jason. Thank you so much. And put that information in the Q&A. Oh, and there's the bug. Can we copy that into the... Oh, we have a guess for the longest system preference. Great, thank you. Thanks for playing today. So again, this is right now integration with Overdrive, recorded books, and Cloud Library 3M Biblioteca. The 3M Cloud Library Biblioteca works a little differently, but again, if you're interested in this, watch the video, submit a ticket. We're happy to work with you and the vendor to set it up. We do have a few system preferences, and I'll show you both the system preferences that go with recorded books and Overdrive so you can see. So you would need to get your recorded books client secret. You would need to get your recorded books domain and your recorded books library ID. So that is something you would need to get from your vendor about your library's account. Same with Overdrive. Overdrive always had system preferences set up, so we have just two new ones. You would need to get the this Overdrive website ID and the auth name. And also this center one is, first you'd have to enable them to be able to log in into Overdrive from their Koha system. And again, all these are talked about in those blog posts, and we're happy to show and help you. Okay, great. How many libraries are here that have multi-branches? With the multi-branch system, there's a lot of ability to manipulate your data to say, hey, a patron can check a book out from any library and pick it up from any library. However, there was always the problem where there was one library that didn't want to be a pickup location. Prior to 1811, we would use some JavaScript to hide it from the drop-down menu, but now there is the ability to tell Koha what libraries can be a pickup library. So here, let's go ahead and find a book. I was going to put ponies, Donna, but I was like, oh, Donna already played the pony game. You know, it's not as fun. This little, now go ahead and place a hold. And no items can be placed on hold. Let's go back. Let's try a different one. Should go back into my own account. Water gardens. Now I have the ability to change my pickup branch. We do have one that's not showing up. That's the East branch because we've set it up in the library portion of the admin module to not be, for that branch, East, to not be part of the pickup location dropdown. So I'm going to show you where you set that up. So exciting. Prior to this, we've had to use some JavaScript, so this is great to be able to give you more power as the user of Koha. I'm in the Koha staff client. I'm going to go over to the libraries under basic parameters. And here we have a new column. So here when you set up your libraries and the address and mark organizational code, you now have the ability to say if a library is a pickup location or not. Good. Woohoo, we got a woohoo, that's perfect. Exactly, exactly. Okay, who's familiar with OPAC hidden items? Such a powerful tool. You can hide by shelving location, you can hide by collection code, you can hide by item types, you can hide your withdrawn items, a certain loss status. So OPAC hidden items is huge. Now there's a system preference that works hand in hand that allows you to say a specific patron category can see the hidden items when they're logged into the OPAC. Now, I was at the Northeast Koha Summit, so if anyone was there, raise a hand. And I was like, this is new. I'm not sure who is going to use this. And I had a lot of partners say that their reference staff actually did a lot of their reference work on the OPAC. So as a reference staff, they're searching the OPAC and they may want to be able to see what's hidden, where as opposed to a standard patron shouldn't see what's hidden. So now we have the ability to allow certain patron categories to see the OPAC hidden items. So that's super OPAC hidden items. I'll pull them both up so you can see them both side by side. They are really nicely constructed the same, like this is together. If you type in OPAC hidden items, you can see that I've hidden my I-type ILL, so I don't want patrons to be able to see my ILL item types and anything that's in the withdrawn status of value 1. However, I do have this new staff system preference that says what patron categories can see this, and you can see I have lib staff. So let's go ahead and search. I don't know why I chose the hardest word to spell to search, but I did. So there's my Labyrinth DVD. I am logged in as staff. So I can see it. I can see that item type ILL. Okay, let's log out. Do you think my other person is staff? Or we're going to do this one. Nope. I'm having a heck of a time with logins today. Hopefully I'm not a staff member. Who knows? If I am, I can switch myself. Oops, sorry. I didn't do my whole search. And I don't get that result. So if a regular staff, regular patron went to search for that, it would not appear. However, because I put the exception of lib staff, it does appear. So that's really exciting. Okay. There is also the ability to, there's what's called Font Awesome, and I think this will be covered in the blog post that Lucas is doing, but we are now using Font Awesome on the OPAC, and any word that has the word awesome I think is pretty cool. So we have Font Awesome on the OPAC. We've had it on the staff side for a while. That includes some of these like little icons like the cart and the list. It's just a newer way to use some of these icons versus the older way of showing them. Okay, another thing that I really can't show, but how many people know about like material types? And there's that fan camp that loves material types, and then there's this camp that doesn't like material types because maybe they don't like the icons. So you see my material type has a little film. Now, what this version of Koha has done is it's added classes to the material type icons. So this will allow you to be able to say, for this specific material type, show it. And for this specific material type, don't show it. Prior to this, they were all the same class. And so you couldn't identify or tell the OPAC specific kind of JavaScript to say, hey, let's do some different things with different item types, material types, excuse me. So again, nothing to really show, but the fact that they've added classes, it's really great and kind of a stepping stool to being able to do more things. You could, in theory, you could change the item, the images that are shown there. Now that is probably going to need a little bit of help from somebody who knows web design, but the possibility is there to be able to separate the types of material types within Koha versus them all have the same class. And you can obviously tell that I did not go to design school, and all these words have been told to me from Lucas. So it's fun, it's amazing. These little steps, just like the font awesome, it's just the ability to make your OPAC look amazing. And that's the bottom line. We want you guys to have great, you all to have great OPACs and fancy looking ones. That's fun, right? Really fun. Okay, next we have the ability, and another way to manipulate kind of what is being seen or what is being shown on the OPAC, because we now have the ability, when a user is logged into the OPAC, to actually see the borrower number. And this is also going to help more back-end things that we possibly ask our web designer to do. But now if anyone's ever done this, inspect the element or inspect the OPAC and the person has been logged in, you are now going to be able to see the borrower number that's logged in. And this will be helpful to, again, this just back-end display and helping what can be put out there to say this borrower number, maybe do something with. I'm not sure. This was never there. I had no idea. Okay, now you probably didn't even notice this when I did it, but I've gone in here twice now, but the login pop-up box has been styled differently. Did anyone notice that? It's more rounded edges. It kind of is almost bigger and brighter in my opinion. I also saw it was like kind of highlighted green, had this green button, so it just makes it prettier. It's exciting. I know, it does look nice. I just love the fact that Koha continuously is refreshing its look. After maybe a couple upgrades, it's time for a little new wardrobe. Okay, so also very small, but if anybody used the cart feature, if you had something in your cart, so let's grab this Magic Treehouse book. I'm going to add it to my cart. You can see it's been added to my cart. I can see the number 1. Prior to 1811, you actually got like a little pop-up that says, you have 1 item in your cart. Would you like to see them? You kind of had just this, you had to click twice to get into your cart. Now, I want to say that originally when this bug was submitted to the Koha community, they wanted to add a system preference to say, would you like your user to click into the cart, or would you like it if they click the cart, they get into the cart? A system preference? More system preferences? However, because this was talked about and you all are so active in the Koha community, the feedback was so great to say, hey, let's just do it because it's easier for the user. Then there's no system preference. It just does it on its own. So now, once you hit items in your cart, it will pop up and just appear. It did take a lag because it came to one screen versus the other screen. So that's why I had to drag it over. But it's there and it's great. Oh, we have another. Oh my goodness. I think Sarah made up a system preference, but I'm going to put in, no, there's no system preference for this. This is all here. I'm glad Sarah's here because I have something that I've sponsored by Portsmouth Public Library. So this is great. No questions, but somebody raised their hand, right? Okay. I think they were just giving me a raise the roof. Another new thing that I really can't show you, it's really exciting, is that there is now That there is now, sponsored by Portsmouth Public Library, there is now spans with classes around call numbers in the OPAC for additional styling. So let me just look up this, let's look up the word. And again, not really something I can see, but because Portsmouth sponsored this, they wanted to be able to manipulate the data that was seen here under availability. I think it was even more under shelving location. And this whole thing was kind of one text, and it couldn't manipulate one sort of set of text versus another. And now, because they said, hey, we want to be able to do this, this will actually divide up that field to be able to manipulate different parts of that text for additional styling. So again, way to make things pretty, very, very pretty. Somebody said I should go into stand-up. I don't know. I think that's a little too much. The spans will be useful. I'm glad you think so, and I know Sarah's very happy with her spans. I'm glad other people are. I kind of wish Lucas was here, don't you, Andrew and Donna? Like, he'd be great to tell us all the really technical stuff. But again, submit a ticket, and we'll be happy to work with you. Oh, we got another one. No, it's Nancy. Sarah made up a system preference, so that is not in the running as the longest system preference. Okay, how many people use accelerated reading levels or accelerated reading points? This is found in the 526, C and D, all those catalogers out there. Great. Now Koha has added those to their indexes, which means they will now be searchable. So if you have information in your 526 and your 5C and your 526D, you now can have them searched. So there are two different ways you can do this. You can, if you knew the terms that they're in, both on the staff and the OPAC, if I did, accelerated reading level 5.5, I can see the results that have that. How to build tree houses, huts, and forts. We'll pop over to the mark so we can see the mark view. $526 right here. So we have that reading level, and then we have the, what's it called? Accelerated reading point, although it says title point value 14. Also, so if you knew the little kind of quick ways to search, you know, like your biblio number is SN, if you knew this off the top of your head, you could type in ARL : and then the number you're looking for and get that quite quickly. So it looks like this one has it too. However, you can also add that to your advanced search dropdown for your users. So here I've added it here so that I have both the accelerated reading level and the accelerated reading point as something that my user can look for and fill out its value, as well as the staff. So that's something that was added to Zebra as an indexed. Those two are index fields and therefore searchable. So that's super exciting. If you want it to be added to that drop-down menu, which I just showed you, put in a ticket and we can add that to there using some JavaScript. Oh, thanks. Andrew, did you figure out the longest system preference?
I put basically that same report onto train too. So you could click it and show everybody if you want.
Yes, awesome, great. Can the search be done for ranges or just a specific level?
It can be done as a range. I don't know if the jQuery we have in there to set those up will search them as a range. It's a matter of how you build that search.
Build the search. Okay.
So I'd say give it a try, and if it doesn't work right now, we can make it work.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. Give it the old college try. Okay, I'm going to run this report because I'm super excited. However, I will give everybody 1 minute. No one has said anything is, I cannot believe somebody has already spoiled my fun by telling the answer. Anybody, no one else can see that yet. If you do want to put in a system preference in the next 1 minute, you have the ability to do that. And Sarah's wasn't right, because it wasn't a system preference. Did Andrew or Donna, do you have any guesses? I mean, look at this one. ACK items set subfields when receipt is canceled.
Well, I already looked at Andrew's report, so I know the answer.
Yeah, I skipped over guessing straight to finding a definitive answer.
These are like, there are long ones. Okay, let's go. Let's run that report. Oh, man. Save. And since I know Andrew just made it, we're going to go to the last one, longest system preference. Oh, we got it. We got an last one. Oh, I wonder if it maxes out at 50. But patron self-registration expired temporary accounts delay is number 1, and number 2 is allow patron to set checkouts visibility for guarantor. Max search results items per record status check. You were close, Allie, but go Heather. Yeah, she's now. I do want to say, and we talked about this during Andrew's webinar, is we do have the family feud that if you were at CoHaCon in Portland, Oregon, we had a great thing about system preferences as well. As like the what system preference doesn't mean what it should or something. What was the question? I can't remember. Okay, that is all really I have to show today. I do have time for questions. If anyone has any questions or thoughts or concerns, again, the chat is open, the Q&A is open. You have the dream team in the room right now, so use us and abuse us. I can't believe there's only one that was 50. You'd think there was like 2 that was 50. Yes, please, Sarah. Integration of overdrive. Let me pull up that website, blog post. Did I type it in? There it is. Yes, you can. Yep. I don't see why not. You can put those values in. Yep, so here's the blog post. You're welcome. Please let us know if you have you need any help with the overdrive. You do need to contact your overdrive customer rep, because you need to apply for access to the patron API, which again is the way to talk to Koha. I don't know what API stands for, but it's that seamless integration that will happen to allow you to have kind of like real-time checkouts through Koha, but reflected from overdrive.
Wendy had a question about RB integration if they're in a consortium. I was just talking to Nick about this on Friday, and that should work fine as long as you don't have any special authentication with RB Digital. If they're just authenticating you like any other patron, you should be okay. If it's one great big RB Digital account and several separate libraries all sharing it.
Thank you, Andrew.
Sure.
Marty talked about a bug and about overdrive. It's been fixed. Okay. Yeah, we are, at this point, we are upgrading partners in June to Koha's version 18.11.05. And I want to right now give a big shout out to all my early adopters who have been testing the 1811 version to help us find bugs and get them fixed before the majority of our partners get this release. So Marty from Huntsville, Alabama has been one of the early adopters and has done a great job finding bugs, because that's the best thing to do, is to have that information found before y'all have it. Yes, there's lots of dancing going on in the chat. I hope everybody's in that chat dancing around. Heather, Elasticsearch, we have a, what do you want to call it, Andrew, like a little test case using Elasticsearch right now. And they are doing an amazing job working with Nick and Andrew to kind of work through some concerns or missing things that hopefully, I don't know when Elasticsearch is coming. Andrew, do you have a clue?
Not real definitively, no.
I know. As soon as we know, we will let you know. But I can say right now that there's fierce testing going on a partner site in hopes to get this moving quickly. But we want it to be great too, so we can't go too fast.
Karen asked if you're hiding a hold pickup location in the OPAC, does that still show over on the staff side? I'm honestly not sure. I don't think so, but that'd be easy to have a look and make sure.
Turn off the hold pickup. Is it visible on? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
And while you're clicking on that, Marcia asked, she says they already have Overdrive API that shows the titles that they have in Overdrive. And the new function is to manage your Overdrive or RB Digital circ within Koha, correct? Yes, yeah, it'll show all of that right in the OPAC. It still doesn't show as, like if you go to that patron's account in Koha and look at what they have checked out on the staff side, it doesn't show there, but it lets the patron see their checkouts, manage their checkouts all right in the Koha OPAC.
In the Koha. Oh, look, it does not. So you cannot pick up at the branch if you set it in the libraries as not a pickup branch on the staff side as well. Okay, great question.
I think Jane was next with a question. Is there a separate page for mobile devices? The regular web page isn't very friendly for small screens.
No. The OPAC should be mobile responsive. If you are finding that it's not working, you can certainly, I would say, submit a ticket and we can have a look at that, Jane.
Yeah, it's really designed to scale accurately rather than making you use a separate mobile site. But yeah, let us know if it's doing things that are weird. And then I do believe Marty is next with, do we have a timeline to know when the search integration for Overdrive, etc., will be more seamless, so you don't have to click that link to see the search results?
I do not know that. We can look through Bugzilla and see if there's even been a bug submitted about that, Marty.
And Nancy asks, when the list button is clicked once in Koha, is it possible to customize that list, like toggle on off what gets featured? You mean over in the OPAC if you click lists at the top?
Yeah, like to choose which ones actually appear and which ones don't. They are all going to appear. I know, wouldn't it be great to have an inactive or active to your lists? That would be nice. Or sorting, yeah, that would be good. Y'all, if you have not visited Bugzilla and you want to write a bug for that, I think that's a great idea. If not, you can submit a ticket and we can write a bug for you, because whatever you are thinking, what you want to make Koha better, you're the change. You're the ones that have made these changes happen for 1811. Your change could be in 1911. How great would that be? Yes, I agree. I know. I love Koha. Okay. Icons for DVD, magazines, etc. Is it possible to customize the icons using CSS? Okay. Alicia, the I was talking about the material type icons, not the item type icons. So the difference you see on this screen, these are the item type icons, and you absolutely can adjust those icons within the administration module. For the material type icons, if this is something you want to pursue, submit a ticket. It's not something that I have the tools to do, but we can certainly find somebody like our web designer to help you out, whatever you're looking for. And it will not, once it gets released, it will just make it possible to actually modify a material type icon versus another material type icon. Prior to that, they were all the same class. I hope I answered your question. Donna, I think people weren't awake for your webinar this morning. I got lots of questions.
I don't think we were awake for the webinar this morning either. It was kind of early on a Monday morning.
Any other questions? This is your time. Remember, you got the dream team with us, so we also have upgrade webinars coming the rest of this week. Again, they'll be recorded. We have agendas. Please, please, please share with your colleagues, staff members. If you have any questions, that's what we're here for. Shoot us a ticket or an email about anything that you want more clarification on. We're happy to help. We will take all these questions that you asked today and populate them on our question and answer page so you can follow along. And especially if I wasn't able to answer somebody's question, we will find those answers for you. So here are the first some questions from Andrew's webinar. We're almost done with his, and then we'll move on to Donna's. But Donna only had 2 questions this morning, so it'll be really quick. And then we'll move on to these. Donna, Andrew, do you have any thoughts? Any thoughts? Can I add over? You can, if you have an Overdrive account and you do have material in your Overdrive account, you can certainly add your Overdrive credentials into the Overdrive system preferences and have those results populate. You can also upload your Overdrive records into Koha and have those display as well. You're welcome.
So Kelly, you asked me this earlier, so I want to hear Andrew's response. Andrew, what are you most excited about from 1811?
That's a good question. I think the new regex powered label splitting rules, just because it's a neat toy.
I knew you were going to say that, Andrew.
Well, it's probably more complicated than most people want to play with, and I enjoyed it.
And that's actually a perfect teaser. So what webinar will we be covering this amazing new feature in?
I believe tech services will talk about that. Right? You think so?
Yep.
Okay, tech services. I know all the tech services gang will be there. Who's just presenting that, I wonder? Me? Maybe.
You're each doing one of them.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Yay. Thank you, everybody. And we hope to see you in a future webinar. Thank you.